with Jeffree Star, who
with
is
a
a
bag of balls.
very mm. Hey everybody, welcome to the Let's Talk podcast. I am
What
Miss
is it?
Michelle. This is Sire
Zaire
Marie.
Marie's. What's up, y'all?
Today we just gonna be we just gonna talk about a few things. Primarily, we gonna talk about P Valley. I know everybody watching P Valley, and if you not,
Get your life, snatch it,
what
grab
the
it.
fuck is wrong with you? Because P Valley is the
Period.
shit right now. You know what I'm saying? If y'all can watch Power, y'all can watch P Valley. I'm just gonna put that out there.
And I agree. You ain't hearing no disagreement over here.
None whatsoever. We also gonna get into probably a few topics that you may want to talk about, you may not want to talk about. We don't give a fuck. We gonna talk about
We really don't.
it. So
We really don't. Let's start this off because this been on my mind.
yeah.
Um, some of y'all boy, I want to say he's some of y'all boy. Somebody must like him since he keep doing dumb shit.
Who?
Jeffree Star.
Lord Jesus, not Jeffrey.
He didn't.
Ugh.
He just snatched up the b-ball player, and I don't know what he's doing with him. I don't know
Mm-mm.
where his mind is at with. I honestly do think that it's all just, look what I got. I got me a beautiful black man over here. I couldn't possibly be racist. I do think that's where it's at, but I don't know for sure.
I
Don't
mean,
quote me on it.
I honestly feel kind of how you feel about the whole situation. Being is that up until recently, Jeffree Star was very controversial for, making racial statements,
Mm-hmm.
making, statements that he just shouldn't say. You hardly ever saw him around anybody black. Then all of a sudden, what his name is?
Here we go.
Was it arrogant? Arrogant is it arrogant Tay? Or was it Jonathan?
You always get them mixed up, and
I
you know what
do.
you always do too.
What?
You always ask me, and I get them mixed up. I don't know.
Ah,
You know what? And I hate to do it because I go off their body type, but I still don't know. I still don't know by name.
you know what? Cause
Okay, so
let me pull them up real quick.
which
Cause we
one
gonna
was the
talk.
one who didn't get to do the hairstyle for Nikki, but then
Don't ask
the
me that
other guy
either. Cause
came in?
again, I'm mixing
That's
them up.
that's just messed up. We can't get it off that either.
Uh.
So as y'all can see, we know the T and not the names.
We be fucking up because this gonna sound bad when I say it too, but they kind of look similar. So I be like,
And then the fact that they're both stylists, both good, great stylists, in my
great salad.
opinion.
Yeah.
So that don't help either. And they kind of got same kind of clientele, so it's like, bruh, I be getting them mixed up too. I ain't gonna lie. Um, but strangely enough, if I seen him, I would know like that's the one
Okay.
who did it.
So I
There.
figured out who it was. Okay, so it was Jonathan who did Jeffree Star hair. Not Arrogant Tate. Arrogant Tate, I do
Okay.
apologize. I am sorry. I have a habit of mixing y'all up, and I don't know why y'all don't look nothing alike. But Arrogant
She's
Tate,
not alone in that.
Arrogant Tate, didn't do Jeffree Star. It was Jonathan, and he Jonathan said he did Jeffree Star hair for a bag, but honestly, you associated yourself with somebody who is very controversial in the black community.
Hmm.
Very controversial, and I don't think that was a good look on your part. I mean, I get it; everybody's chasing money, the almighty dollar, but you
Yeah,
kind of,
get your bag, but don't get your bag at the loss of integrity. Don't get your
yeah,
bag by losing your soul. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. Cause that's how it came across, kind of like you sold your soul for the bag, and it's nothing wrong. Like we said, nothing wrong with getting your money, but it's be smart about the way you move. Be smart about the way you move.
I want to say, be smart about the way you move to the basketball player too. Be careful because I look, bruh. Oh God, and that's just so sad because I saw the interview with his, I'm guessing now ex girlfriend or ex wife,
Yeah.
ex-partner, basically.
Yeah, mother of his
She was
child.
not aware, mother of his child, she was not aware that they were broken up, that they were, any of this. He goes to LA
From my
for
understanding,
what?
she said he was supposed to go for a week
For
for
business.
business.
And now she's finding out all over the internet that, yeah, well, he ain't coming home because he wrapped up in Jeffree Star.
And it makes you wonder how long he had been feeding her that those type of lies and bullshit.
Exactly.
Because
Exactly.
Jeffrey said this year. You know what I'm saying? Like this guy came into his life this year.
So it's like,
Um,
how long was they messing around?
right. Like how long were y'all messing around that you're so thankful for this person or whatever? And
How many trips to LA did he make? You know what I'm
make
saying?
you wonder, don't it? But to the guy, I felt bad for you at first. I did feel bad for you at first because I don't know why you thought taking that picture with obvious tattoos on your arm, you didn't think as nosy as everybody, me included, as noted as everybody on the internet
The
is,
internet is undefeated.
undefeated. You didn't think they were gonna find out who you were,
Exactly.
sir.
Exactly.
Sir.
And you didn't think about the other people that could have been touched in that
In a
situation,
situation because
affected in that
you're
situation.
obviously in a whole ass relationship with the mother of
Bruh,
your child or whatever, but you're also in another relationship with Jeffree Star, who
with
is
a
a
bag of bones.
very mm,
Look, no body shame out there. This ain't, when I call him a bag of bones, it's not body shaming anybody who is of the slim shape or anything like that. I just literally think that man looked like a skeleton. Okay. I don't know. And I know it ain't all about looks. You like what you like, you love what you love.
of course, of
Trust
course.
me, I'm one of those people. But you got this beautiful woman over here, and then you got a bag of bones. I don't care. I don't care. I do not
You
care.
went from all this
What did we
ass.
upgrade to?
You went from
It
all this
it
ass. Honestly, what he upgraded to was a
was
guy
money.
who's very controversial with a lot of money and a huge following.
Mhm. Mhm.
Despite what people think about Jeffree Star, the way he is, the way he moves, the shit he says, the stuff he does that a lot
He
of
is
people don't
very
agree with,
popular.
he is very fucking popular on the internet. And not and he has his own makeup line and everything. So he's securing his bag by all means. He's securing his money, however he got secured YouTube wise or whatever. But
Looks
honestly,
wise,
look,
inside and out, he's just disgust. He's just ugh,
yeah.
just
And
ugh.
again, like I said, I was feeling bad for you, sir, but you did it to yourself. You did it to yourself. Because, again, the internet is undefeated. They were going to find out who you were. And they was going to find out your life story. And who you associate with. And all that other stuff. And I mean, I guess you out now. Because you're taking pictures face to face with Jeffree in the
Oh yeah, the
pictures and
cat is out the
everything.
bag. It's
I guess you happy, but think about the two lives that you destroyed in the process. Not cool, sir.
and think about a couple of months from now, a few weeks from now. Honestly, I don't give it that much longevity, but think about that time down the road when you are discarded and you have played your role.
Play it.
Just think about that, moving on from the bag of bones, man. I don't even want to lay on this subject
Yeah,
too,
we ain't
too
gonna be
long.
on that too long. But I'm so sorry to his mother of his child because I don't know what y'all actual
She's so
relationship
fine.
was. She was
She's so fine,
so
so
fucking
pretty, so
fine, so
beautiful.
fucking beautiful.
And to
Um,
see that happen to her, like, ugh, that's so foul.
man, it's just I hope that you bounce back from this stronger than ever. I know you need to take your time away from everything to get your mind right and everything like that. Hope you and your son bounce back from this. I'm so sorry, sweethearts.
For real. For real. Stay away from them sus NBA players. Be careful.
Sis.
Oh, excuse me. He's from, you know what? Whatever.
He's from the Euro League.
Yeah, the Euro League. Them
Yeah.
two.
Is he from America? You know, I don't even care.
No, because he played overseas. They said like
But he
that's
plays.
another
He
thing.
can
We don't
play
even
over
know if he's from.
the U.S.
The, they'll find out.
Yeah, because you know a lot of
You
people that get
internet
drafted,
investigators,
they will find out because
they will find
a
out.
lot of the people that go to the Euro League, some of them get drafted out of colleges and high schools and stuff
Yeah, to
like
make
that.
the
So
decision to go play over there.
you
Yeah.
never know.
You know what else I want to talk about? Because I was thinking about that earlier today.
What's that?
At what point do you think Tory is gonna come out and say something?
I mean,
If he ever does.
honestly, I was told by my sister, but I don't know how true this is. She said that he did say something, but I went searching, and you know how I do. You know how I do. I went searching and hunting down information and everything. Like I ain't find shit. Okay.
And let's be real, you already know if he said something, it would be on every social
Every
media
social media
outlet,
platform,
news
the shade
outlet,
room, all of
TMZ,
that.
everything, Fox
I
News.
searched it.
Come
The
on,
first place when she said that the first place I checked was the shade room. I didn't see it there. I went to Baller Alert. I ain't see it there. I looked at TMZ. I ain't see it there. I went to Google and Bing and I
look,
searched it. I
look,
ain't
and
see
you
none of
already.
this shit
These are places that's not gonna miss out on that
on that
activity.
type of
So
information, especially that's
even if
like,
it was post and delete,
yeah, you know what I'm saying. Even when it only take one person to see it for a post to delete, and they are quick to like screenshot. You know what I mean? They
absolutely,
saw
absolutely.
nothing. You know what I mean? Aside from what Megan Thee Stallion said about his publicist and his publicist saying whatever they were saying that prompted her to say what she said, I don't think he
Mhm.
ever will because at this point, we all know it's you. At this point, we all know
Yeah,
it's you. We all know you did it. What can
yeah.
he say at this point? If he admits that
I
he
mean, that's the
actually
only
did
thing he
it,
could do is to actually,
admit it.
yeah, to take responsibility. That wouldn't be that wouldn't be a bad thing.
It wouldn't be a
I wouldn't
bad
be
thing. You
against
can
that.
we might actually see you as a fucking human, and it's gonna take some
Exactly.
time, but we might actually see you as a fucking human, and start to the healing process. As of right now, you are canceled, sir. I don't care what you say. The culture has
I feel like
canceled you.
cancel ain't even the word for him. You're done, 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 done.
Dun.
Okay, let me tell you. It's one thing for the fans and the culture to be like, nah. It's another thing for the industry to be like, nah. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I can't see nobody wanting to work with him
Mm-mm.
for any reason other than ratings or to expose the drama of it all. I can't.
Mm-mm.
And even then, it's risky, bit boy, to tie your name to
I mean,
him.
but you got a lot of people that just don't care if they will work with you regardless. I'm not gonna say no names because ain't nobody finna come for my black ass. But there are a lot of people in the industry that don't mind, working with very controversial people until it affects them. You know what I mean?
And that's sad.
That's very sad.
That's sad.
But I don't think, honestly, like we said, he canceled whatever. It's just your career is non-existent at this point. The only reason people even still talking about Tory right now is because they want to see if he eventually gonna come out and say something about the situation, which he probably won't because incrimination. You know what I'm saying? Basically, him admitting to it is incriminating himself. Don't nobody want to do that shit. You know,
Yeah, it's sad. It's a sad situation.
it's a
Not
really
for
fucked
him.
up
Not for him,
situation.
because
It's a
I honestly
sad.
don't feel no remorse for him. It's a
Mm-mm.
sad situation for Megan.
Yeah.
It's a stain on the year for her, and I mean it didn't stop her bag. And for me
Yeah.
personally, it don't change the way I feel about her music or her character.
Mm-hmm.
But it was sad the way it played out for so long. So many people, especially in the black community, not taking it serious, not believing her.
Yeah, that really made me mad. Like everybody like backed Tory almost instantly behind that shit. And I'm like, Tory ain't the one with a bullet in his foot. Or
Yeah,
fragments, whatever she said was in her foot or whatever. First of all, what this is what bothers me. How do you escalate an argument to the point of somebody getting shot? I'll never understand it. I will never
I've never
understand
been
that.
that angry. I've never been nowhere near that angry. I've been angry enough to maybe want to hit somebody,
That
but to want to
shoot
literally, because
somebody.
you got to think, you shoot somebody, you could kill them.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So there's that part of it. I don't think I've ever been there. I hope to God I never am there, especially not
Mm-hmm.
somebody that you're supposed to care about. But yeah, no, ain't no excuse for that. And then to just act like it didn't happen, and then to get out here later on and
You try to make her
have
out to
your
be the
people make it
bad
like,
person.
yeah, like that's crazy. And for people
When she
out,
went above and beyond to protect you, with everything going on with the police shootings and everything like that, she said the police were very aggressive in that situation.
which I believe
I
absolutely.
believe it. I really do believe it. And she's standing there bleeding and everything, and they put her in cuffs, set her on the curb. I mean, she never got actually arrested, but they put her in cuffs, from my understanding. I could be
That's
wrong.
another thing we didn't talk about, like that nobody brings up. The way that the police handled that situation
Mm-hmm.
also played a part in her fear of wanting to speak on it or say anything about it or
Exactly.
even turn him in, you know?
Like, why would I rat him out? Look how y'all treating me. What could y'all do to him? You know what I'm saying? She
Exactly.
cared enough to think about his well being, even though he didn't give a
And not only
fuck
his
about
well being, but
hers.
his career. His
Yeah,
career. Like, I don't
even
want
though
to
he didn't give a fuck
ruin this
about
man.
hers. You know what I mean? Because obviously he didn't give a fuck. He shot her and all that other stuff like that. It's just it's just fucking crazy to me. I never
Yeah,
understand how an argument can escalate to that point.
I don't either. I'm not going to even lie. I don't either. I don't, like I
Because the
said, I don't
most,
think I've ever been that mad.
like the most in an argument I've ever been, I'll argue, like I'm saying, and to the point that I feel like I'm tired of the situation. Kind of like Megan, what she said, she got tired, she got out, she started walking. That's when he
Yeah,
shot her from the
yeah.
back or whatever. When somebody leaves the situation, they're tired of arguing.
Let
How do
them
you
leave.
escalate to that point?
It's just that I know a lot of people that don't like that type of situations. I've been in arguments or conversations with people that when they upset and they want to vent, they want to get it off their chest, they don't want you walking away. They don't want you ending it. And people like that are dangerous. You know what I
Very
mean? They are
dangerous.
super toxic, super dangerous because you have somebody who is, like you said, they're done with it. They want to leave it alone, trying to take their time to calm down. And here you are over here wanting to keep it going.
Mm-hmm.
People like that are extremely dangerous.
Very.
Oh, and well, we saw that. We saw that he was dangerous.
Very. Okay, appreciate that. What's
But I feel like Megan bounced back in a major way from it.
Oh, very much so.
At the end of the day, she pulled one hell of a reverse Uno on him,
Uh-huh. And
as she
honestly,
should
if
have.
if it had been me in that situation, I would have done the same thing, because you sitting up there trying to spare somebody and they coming for you hardcore. Honestly,
Yeah,
I'd have done that shit too. I would have been said something, to be perfectly honest, but everybody ain't built the same. You know what I'm saying? Everybody reacts to situations different. So the way she handled it and the way I handle it, it's two different things. But for the most part, I get where she coming from, and I probably would have done majority of the shit she did, but I probably would have came out and said something a lot sooner.
I feel like this has been the year of like change as far as that go. 2020 is trash. We all know that.
Yeah.
We all know 2020 has been trash in more ways than one. Besides the pandemic, besides losing people that we love, both on the celebrity side and families and
Man.
whatnot. Besides that, another thing that 2020 has been, and it don't get credit for and probably won't because that doesn't stand out when you put it next to all the tragic shit.
Yeah.
But 2020 has been the year of the voice. It really has.
Mm-hmm.
2020 has been the year of people speaking up about shit, holding people accountable
About shit.
for shit. You know what I'm saying? And I like to call it. You already know. I like to call it the revolution.
A revolution.
Absolutely, the 2020 revolution.
The
You know,
revolution is televised and spreading
and
worldwide.
it was already going on. It wasn't getting the attention that it should have been getting.
Mm-hmm.
It was already happening behind the scenes.
Mm-hmm.
But we all know that great date when it happened in the greater state of my hometown, like I like to call it, Minnesota.
Hmm.
And we know where it went from there. And
Yeah.
so I feel like, years from now, when we talk about 2020 and we talk about how fucked up that year is and how messed up this year is and how tragic it was, we also got to bring up the fact that it's the year of the voice,
Mm-hmm.
and it's the year of the young generation, young and old generation, honestly, being like, you know what, we're not going,
Mm-mm.
we're not gonna allow this type of activity to continue because we woke. Well, some of us, because some of
Yeah.
y'all out here fake woke.
Fake woke than a motherfucker.
There's a lot of fake woke people out here.
It really is.
And please stop fucking it up for us people who are woke. We ain't got time for that. Y'all out here talking about shit that don't matter. And
At
y'all
all.
shit like, oh, no, please don't do that.
Mm-mm.
I don't know. I feel like I ran through a few of my topics. What you got over there?
Few of your topics. I mean, let's see what we can talk about. Cause I can
I'm
go.
trying. I'm trying to see what
Got a
kind of
whole
things we can
book in
run
this
through before
bitch.
we get into P Valley. Because once I get into P Valley, ain't no stopping it.
Ain't no stopping the combo. I feel you. I feel you. I feel you. Well, first off, you brought up the whole 2020 being the year of the voice, and but also the year of tragedies and everything. I would just want to say, rest in peace to a legend, Mr. Chadwick Boseman.
Oh my god.
That happened recently, and it took the world by storm. Now, that one was almost as big as the death of Kobe earlier this year. That one was just as big, if not bigger. The legacy that they both left behind. Amazing legacies. I'm not a basketball fan. We're gonna put that out there.
But you can't deny.
But
You can't deny
I
somebody.
cannot
Yeah.
deny nor knock that they both left, that he left a legacy that even me, a non basketball fan, can follow and appreciate.
I
Um
am a basketball fan, so that had me like, oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. I don't want to.
mhm. Mhm.
I don't even want to make light of it because it was like,
Yeah. It was
and it's one of those situations. The same with Chadwick that you don't expect to happen. There are certain people,
mhm.
strangely enough, even though we know everybody dies at some point, there are certain people that you literally don't see ever going. You don't even think
Yeah.
about it. You're just like, you know what I mean? Like, they ain't going nowhere no time soon. Like, we just knew
We just
that
knew.
the next Black Panther was coming, man. We knew.
We just knew.
We knew we was gonna have people like this forever. Yeah, it's a lot.
A
It's
lot
been
of
a lot of those
tragedies.
this
A lot
year.
of
A lot of those
tragedies.
this year.
A lot of tragedies. Sorry.
Don't let it get you. Cause you know what my hardest was. I'm gonna just say it one time. Naya Rivera. Um, and I'm gonna move from that. I'm not gonna, like Amanda Seal says, I'm not gonna stay in that. It's like
Get
masturbating to an
in.
ex. Get in
Get
there and
in
get
and get
out.
out.
Get in there and get out.
Get in and get out. You got to get
We gonna
in and
move
get
on
out.
from
We
that
gonna move
because
on
I don't
past
wanna.
this. We don't want this too heavy. But
Yeah, yeah.
what did I want to talk about? I wanted to talk about. Well, I wanted to touch more on the Tory Lane Megan thing because I wanted to talk more about how the community, how you had little to no support for Megan, and
And why?
why that is. And like honestly, I think it's because a lot of the men, and it's blah,
Mm-hmm.
blah, 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 my bad, a lot of the boys that had an issue with Megan the Stallion is because they have an issue with what she raps about, what she represents,
Mm-hmm.
how she's
Yes.
all about this good energy,
Yep.
and
Uplifting women,
yeah,
making women feel good about themselves.
feeling good about themselves, no matter how you shaped, how you built, or whatever. You feel good about
Exactly.
yourself. You want to get out here and shake that ass, you shake that ass. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
But a lot of men just like, all every girl who think like this is a hoe. This is why y'all ain't no wives or nothing like this. And Tory Lanez
Mm-hmm.
had the right idea. We shooting these bitches in the foot this summer. Like, where the fuck does that toxic energy come from? Like that's
I told you before. I feel like that same kind of energy comes from when they had the hot girl summer going on.
mm-hmm.
the boys automatically had to say, and I said that right, the boys
Mhm.
automatically had to say, "Oh no, it's a hot nigga summer," and all of, like they
Mhm.
had to challenge that. You know what I'm saying? Because it was like you have a lot of young men, young and really immature boys who feel like I don't want women feeling powerful. I don't want black women feeling like they don't need us. I don't want, and it's not necessarily that they feel in that way, like they don't need you. They don't, but they don't want anything that represents that. They don't want that level of confidence because then they can't get in your head. They can't manipulate you.
Mhm.
If you ignoring them and you turning on some Megan and feeling like, nigga, please, you know what I'm saying? They don't want that. They don't want
Mhm.
that kind of energy. So they literally blamed her, didn't have love for her,
Mhm.
and was happy to see her hurting, was happy to see her
Mhm.
be attacked. You know what I mean? And it was so obvious. I mean, I've seen a lot of people just like, why is this happening? I thought it was pretty obvious.
Mhm.
I saw it for what it was because although there was a lot of women who was also saying, well, girls who was also saying, I support Tory. We need to wait and see what Tory says. I saw a large amount of men doing it. It was way more from that side of it. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
And I was like, wait a minute. I know y'all not.
Mhm.
And it was so sad. It
And
was so
it
sad.
was so sad or whatever, and it's more so in our own community, like in the black community, where a lot of this shit happens. Like it was mostly black boys doing it.
Yeah.
Stupid, just stupid. The whole thing was stupid in my personal opinion, because I don't feel that. I mean, like most of the people who were sitting up there, they're victim blaming, and I don't like that type of stuff. That's why
Exactly.
a lot of shit goes unreported. That's why a lot of stuff goes under the radar, because everybody, well, how you gonna just believe off the rip without facts? Yes, in the past, there have been situations where blame has been thrown and it has been
And
completely
then, exactly,
inaccurate.
it didn't match up.
It didn't match up.
And
People
then
were
those
out here
people make it
lying and
harder
everything
too.
like that. And yes, it makes it harder to believe the situation. But I don't feel Megan deserved to be shot. And for everybody who said that, y'all should be ashamed of
Absolutely.
yourselves, because nobody in their right mind deserves to be shot. Nobody literally goes into a conversations or arguments like, oh, I need to chill the fuck out. This nigga could shoot me. Who the fuck thinks that shit? And for y'all to think that she asked for it, and I literally saw some tweets and everything where people were saying, oh yeah, she asked for this. Well, if she wasn't doing this and she wasn't doing that. Oh, and my
That's
favorite.
ridiculous.
This was my favorite. Oh, Tory saw that dick and decided to shoot her. I'm sorry. What does that have
Oh,
to
and
do
I
with
don't know. Let me say,
anything?
I don't know where in the seven hills that came from.
Because
That goes right back
nobody
into the.
believes that she's a cisgendered woman because of how tall she is, because
Oh
she
my!
has,
Oh my God! There's not tall women out there.
right, I can't believe it.
Wow.
And like they said it because of how tall she is, because they say she's hyper masculine, whatever fuck that means. They mean she's, they gave her the Serena Williams treatment, basically. Remember how thick and muscular Serena Williams was and how
Oh yeah, because
everybody
she's a
came after
fucking
her?
professional athlete, okay?
Exactly.
And as far as I'm concerned, so is Megan with them knees, okay?
Boy,
When
cause
you out here
boy,
dancing like her, your body gonna be tight too,
man,
okay?
cause I can't do that no more. I remember when I used to could do that. Oh my god, I gotta stretch and stuff to do that now, boy. You gotta do. Men
Just
got them
watching
good
her do
ass
that make me
knees.
tired. I ain't gonna even lie.
She got them
Just
good
seeing
ass
her get
knees. I
down
tell
like
you
that make
what.
me tired. So you busting moves like, are we really gonna judge her for being in shape?
Man, I would kill to be that in shape. You have no idea.
So because she's in shape and tall, she's obviously, because I know a lot of men who are short and not in shape. So what does that say?
Did they think very highly of themselves any damn way?
It's just like the labels we put on things,
It's
the
just
labels that
stupid.
we say belong to whatever,
Hmm.
gender or whatever. That's ridiculous.
I feel like you feel. I feel like everybody should be how they want to be, and again, Everybody who thought that need to be ashamed of yourself, and you need to go have a conversation with God or Allah or Jehovah, whoever your
Whoever
God
your higher being
is, yeah,
is,
your
yeah,
higher being, whoever that is. Y'all need to have a conversation about the type of things y'all think, because it needs to be a discussion, and y'all need to figure out what happened, what went wrong, or whatever, or basically just how you need to fix that, because that type of toxicity in the community where everything is already against us because we are black,
hmm
and
to think that something like that is okay, man.
yeah, that's just fucked up. And everybody, like I said, everybody who thought that, y'all need to go get a relationship with y'all higher being and figure out
I
where you
agree.
went wrong in life and get on the right path, because as of right now, it ain't looking good for y'all. It is not looking good for y'all. I'm not saying
And
I
if that's
know.
truly how you think and truly how you feel, you keep that shit to yourself.
Please
Don't
keep it
nobody
to
want to hear
yourself.
that.
Nobody, no, you don't need to type it. You don't need to tweet it. You don't need to post it with whatever on Instagram. That does not need to
Thank
leave
you.
the vicinity of your brain. It needs to stay there,
Keep
because
them
that's,
toxic, psychotic opinions to yourself.
please.
Because that is ridiculous, especially in our community. We don't need that
Yeah,
right now.
we deal with enough. Stop adding to it.
Exactly. Exactly. I mean, do we wanna dive into this P Valley talk though?
I kind of do. Let's end on a better note. Let's get into this P Valley. It's
It
like,
got heavy. Let's do it.
yeah, it
Let's
got
do it.
real heavy.
I
So,
mean, give them a rundown for those idiotic. I don't want to insult y'all like that.
don't do that.
I don't want to insult y'all like that. I'm sorry, but for those people who are living under a rock,
Yes, that have not gotten into P Valley, who have not started the P Valley. I was one person who had gotten to P Valley rather late. It had piqued my interest at one
they're
point, but
like
you,
3 episodes late. Can you really call that late?
I got
Was
into,
you? Was it
I
5?
was 5 episodes
Oh, I
late.
am so sorry.
I
You are
was,
one of those people.
yeah, I'm one of those people. I was 5 episodes late when I got into P Valley. I had seen a trailer for it and it looked interesting, but then I had it was around the time I was watching The Shy. For the people that watch The Shy, y'all know what I'm talking about. They would put those little trailers out there. And
Mm-hmm.
I was one of the people who was watching The Shy real heavy. Oh, excuse me. I was one of those people who watched The Shy real heavy, so I would watch every episode. Well, I was recording the episodes because I had stuff I be doing and I get distracted real easy. And
As we all do.
yeah, and I get distracted real easy, so I have to record it, because when I get in, I be gaming and I get into my Xbox mode, or I be streaming, or I'll be on my PC gaming. I'll be like, oh shit, my show came on, I forgot. I gotta watch that bit.
It happens.
It
It
happened.
happens.
So I got into it real late, and what happened was, how I ended up watching is the lady that does my nails, Veronica the brand.
Hey.
Put her Instagram if you live in the Texas area, the DF Dub area, and you want your nails slayed to the guys. My lady Veronica, she do them. She do them fabulous nails. Let me stop. But she was actually they were actually streaming it in the nail shop or whatever. And so I got into the first episode and I was like, what is this? Because
Exactly.
while waiting on my turn to get my nails done, my appointment, I had came early for my appointment, like a whole couple hours early. But that's not the point. I had came to my appointment early, and so I was just sitting there and we were watching it. And she was like, "Have you ever seen this?" I was like, "No, what is this?" And she was like, "Oh, this P Valley." I was like, "P Valley? What's that? What that stand for? What's that about?"
Life
She said,
changing
"Oh, you ain't
moment.
never seen this? So we put this on episode 1, and we started from 1, and we went." And I was like, why you never seen this before? You know
And
what
of
I mean?
course, that is how I got introduced to it.
And I had to put my friend up on it. I was like, friend, you got to watch this show. Because I knew
She told me
friend,
about it, and
all them
I,
ass.
I ain't gonna even lie. Well, I didn't even have stars at the time
Mm,
because Power was over, and we know Ghost Book 2 hadn't started yet, so
yeah.
um, I had no reason. all of you Power fans out there, y'all already know I had no reason to have stars if Power not running. So when she told me about it, I went back because it's a show about strippers and look, it grabbed my attention. Okay, just the description.
Strippers.
Don't judge me
Pussy
when you
bitch.
watch it. Then you exactly the name alone. When you watch it, then you go off of that. All right, but I went. I got stars, and I'm talking about from episode 1. I was hooked. Okay. I don't want to give out no spoilers for people that haven't seen it. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna say right now, if you haven't seen P Valley, cut this off, pause this. If you want to see it, which get your life, cut this off, pause this, and go watch it. Because from this moment on, spoiler alert. Okay,
we are talking about it. Spoilers.
spoiler
Okay,
alert. Get
spoiler.
ready for it. I'm talking about, man, that first episode have you ready. You get introduced to Uncle Clifford, who is already a legend in my eyes.
I love Uncle Clifford.
Uncle Clifford is a legend already. Like, how could you not love
Uncle
Uncle
Clifford?
Clifford?
Right.
You get introduced to his establishment, the Pink. Hold on, let me say it right. I'm from the Midwest, y'all.
Do it right.
I'm from up here. I gotta get it right. The Pink.
The Pink.
Okay.
Down south. Get that down south. The Pink.
Gotta get it right. The Pink. You know what I mean? You get introduced to that. And then you get introduced to a plethora of amazing women.
Amazing.
His girls.
All with their own backstories. They kind of start off kind of light in the beginning where they introduce a couple characters at first. And you start to, get your opinions going about them. They introduce you to Lil Murder. If y'all know who Lil Murder is.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
Lil Murder is
Baby Lil Murder.
Lil Murder.
Let me tell you, friend over here has an addiction, okay? She loves Lil Murder. And not in that way, because her only heart belongs to Michael B. Jordan. But she loves Lil Murder, okay? When I tell y'all she sing this man's song all the time, and it's annoying as hell, okay? And for all of the P Valley fans out there, if you've seen the episode where old girl go to jail and she keeps singing "Over Love," that's friend over here. That's friend over here all day long.
If you made it that far, you know.
If you didn't made it this far in the season, you know by now this lady is literally.
We get too far. We get
too far, right? We gotta go back.
We gotta start off on episode 1. So they introduce you to Mercedes, which is the bottom bitch, and for y'all who don't know what the bottom bitch is in the
I mean, call it what you is. The main chick.
The main chick. Bottom bitch is that main bitch. Getter. That main money getter.
Period.
That rider.
She bringing everybody out. She gets all the money. She been here since day one. She know the ropes. You know what I'm saying? All of that. And she is like, you know what? Another thing that I like about the show, a lot of the people that you're going to see, you might say you've seen them somewhere, but they're not as well known.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, like, literally, these are, in my opinion, newer people.
Yeah, you may have
seen I love those like that.
And just didn't recognize it. Like one of the main characters, who eventually gets introduced to you by her stripper name Autumn Nights. She was, a lot of people don't realize it, but she was in the Harry Potter franchise at one point. She had like a small little cameo, but she was in there.
So these might be people who face you might be like, I've seen them somewhere, but they are still, for the most, the large portion of the cast are newer people, and I like that because you get a chance to fall in love with a new person and follow them and kind of see their career flourish, and everybody in the show is dope.
Yeah.
Go back to episode 1 and we meet Mercedes.
We meet Mercedes and we meet Autumn Night. You kind of delve into their story for the most part. You getting to know Mercedes and why Mercedes is.
And let me prepare y'all. I don't mean to cut you off, friend, but let me prepare y'all. But especially for my black girls out there of all shades, it's a little bit of colorism in the first few episodes. They don't speak on it. It's not spoken on. You know it when you see it, whether you dark brown light, whatever. You know what I mean? It's a little bit of colorism.
They
I called it. I called it when I seen it because I hate that shit.
yeah,
Okay, I don't like that shit. I want all of my ladies of any shade to get along, and so. But it's some colorism.
a little
But I
bit.
do like the fact that at the end of the day, it comes together.
It comes
Back
together.
to it.
It does.
I think y'all favorite automatically. I don't care who you are. Out of all of the girls, immediately, it's probably gonna be Mercedes. Cause attitude or not, she had me.
Yeah.
Attitude or not, and she was giving me too. And I was just like, bitch, why you acting like that? But you so fine. You know what I'm saying? And I see what you're doing. You about your bread.
Right. Right.
Okay? You can't knock her.
You can't. But
The second person you might fall in love with is Uncle. And then if you like this person over here, it might be Murder.
hey, man, don't come for me like that, cause when I first met Lil Murder in episode one,
She didn't like him because I remember she told me like he is trash. His
I
music
didn't
is
like his
cool.
music. I didn't say boo about him as a person in the show. I ain't like his music. It was trash in the beginning, and he came in there thinking that he was just doing the damn thing, music wise or
We
whatever. I
all
was
know
like,
somebody like that. We all know a
we all
local
know
rapper who think he's global.
he global.
Okay.
He on that level of y'all can't touch me. I'm this good type shit. We all know somebody like that, and in the middle of he trying to get he trying to work out a deal to get Mercedes, which is the bottom bitch of the show. She trying to get her to dance to his music. So they go off in private. They talk about it. She give it a little listen. Oh, I'm trying to put my reputation on the line, but
She
it's
immediately
trash
shot him down like, bruh,
immediately. And then he
no.
ended up talking to Uncle Clifford, who heard the music also. Trash.
But he convinced him another way.
He convinced him another way to
Other
play
way
the
got
song anyway. And he sitting up there looking for everybody feedback, and he was like, he looking like, no. Mercedes said, I'm not going. So they quickly changed the music back to what she had, and she killed the stage. All that
That's
aggression.
another thing. That's another thing that is dope about the show from episode one. I don't know if any of the actresses and or actors in the show have a stripper background. I know they had to practice it because, whew, the moves, the way they work them poles, the way it ain't no half assing. It
I
is not
know
no half
I
assing.
know the girl that plays Mercedes, her name is Brandy. I know she is a choreographer. And choreographer technically they have to go through all types of dance and everything when they're preparing for roles, when they're preparing shows, and she was a choreographer that was also a backup dancer at one point because I don't know if you remember I told you that movie Beyond the Lights. She's in
Uh-huh.
there as one of the backup dancers and everything. So they have to prepare for a lot of roles. I believe she choreographed a bunch of music videos and things like that in the
Oh yeah,
past.
so she knows.
So
She
you
knows.
you have to learn all types of dance and all type of background. So I believe that she actually learned how to pole dance for the role.
She learned very well then. 'Cause let me
Mm-hmm.
tell you.
Some of the,
Ooh,
I
ooh,
do think that some of the girls that were casted in there are actual pros, like actual, strippers that do that on a daily basis. I do believe some of them are, but I don't think all of them were.
it's some I mean, I feel like it's other things I want to talk about with P Valley, but I don't want to give away too much for. Well, you know what? We already warned y'all about spoilers. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so
So if you
I
pass
can't
this
express it
point,
enough.
you
Turn it
want
on
it. If you pass this point, you want it to be spoiled for you, and I don't need to hear shit in my comments after this.
because
You
I want to
feel me?
talk about it because we coming up
On the
on the season final.
finale.
We coming up on the final. We might not see no more. Well, it's been announced that we ain't gonna get no more until 2021.
Yeah, they
And
never
and
started.
and in my opinion, it's gonna be the end of 2021.
It
I
could be the
hope
middle.
not, but
It could be the middle. I'm not looking at the beginning of 21, but
oh,
it could be.
definitely not.
It could be the middle. It could be the middle.
Boy, we hoping for the best, ain't we?
We really is over here. We keep hope alive. Keep it
Gotta
alive.
keep it keep it alive. But I am so excited for the finale, but at the same time, I'm not. A lot didn't happen. I mean, you got Mercedes, who has quickly become one of my favorite characters, trying to rebuild her life, get her child in her life in a major way. And at the same time, if we can, on the side, save the paint.
Save the paint.
You
I need
got
$50,000.
I need $50,000 to save the
Save the
paint. If
paint.
y'all got it, let's get it together now.
Right. Let's save
You
the
got
paint, man.
you got Uncle Clifford out here who doing everything in his power to keep his establishment alive.
Everything.
You know, you got Andre. Oh my God.
Andre a
Andre
whole
is one.
nother.
Let's talk about Andre. Andre is one of those characters you love and hate at the
You
same time.
do. You do. Because you love him because of what he's trying to do for his community. Why he trying to be the good guy. He not trying to, snake anybody. But at the same time, Andre a whole ass murderous man out here in
You got
these
a whole
streets.
wife.
And she beautiful.
Andre, you got a wife.
And she's beautiful. She's beautiful chocolate. Beautiful.
You got a wife.
Whole
Oh
wife
my
out
God.
here. And you
A whole
out
beautiful.
here cheating.
We
We gonna
diving
call
back
it what it.
in.
You out here cheating with Autumn Night, okay? Because you can say,
And,
oh, they didn't physically do nothing. Phone sex counts.
First of all, not only does phone sex count, he almost did twice. Okay, and what stopped him? Autumn.
She asked.
He was ready to execute the deal.
He was about to fucking raw the shit out of her, and if she hadn't said, "Do you have a condom?" it would have went down.
It would have went down in the boom boom room.
In the boom
If
boom
his
room.
wife hadn't called. Okay.
But that was on Autumn. She picked up the phone like somebody is calling you.
Like I
Answer
said,
it.
both times that they were stopped from going there was Autumn. So you can't say that's not cheating just because he didn't get in between. Like seriously, bro.
He done several.
They didn't kiss, went on dates. They didn't went well beyond what I'm sure his wife is acceptable with and what he said in his vows.
Man.
So he's definitely cheated. So
Very.
that part of Andre, the fans don't like, I'm sure, and I know I don't like, but also, you might be a little naive or a little unexperienced to say we ain't all been guilty of wanting or liking something that we shouldn't have.
Oh yeah, I'm not trying to be naive about the situation. I'm talking about in that particular, because we've all we've all been in a situation where it's somebody or something that we shouldn't want to have any type of relationship with, or we shouldn't want based off of the morals behind it. But again, everybody's human. Everybody makes mistakes. We've all done something we probably wish we shouldn't have, but what's done is done. Stand behind your decisions. You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, yeah, I might be being a little naive far as the show goes in that situation, but yes.
So that's how Andre's character becomes one of those characters that
you love
and hate. Yeah,
you love to hate him.
Another character you might have kind of a love and hate for. Now you know what? That's not even love and hate. I just don't like him. The mayor. I don't like the mayor. He's trash. I mean, he speaks about trying to help the city and all of this, but he's trash.
But he's trash. He's literally fucking over the people that he wants to help for the people who he should be fucking over. Like prime example. What are their last names?
The three brothers.
The three brothers. The three brothers that own the plantation
Okay, two of them pure
A
white, one half
cotton
white.
plantation.
If that ain't enough to make you watch the show, bruh, these, there are literally three brothers, two white and one
One
half
mixed.
white, because the white daddy got a little close
To the maid.
to the maid. And what do they own? What did they
A
inherit from their
cotton
white daddy? A
plantation.
cotton plantation.
Not only that, they all got a certain amount of money in inheritance that the other two white kids ran through really
And
quickly.
now, and that's where we meet them. They are at the point where they want to sell
The land.
all that they have. And one of the brothers, the half black one, not that that matters, but just so we can distinguish him from the other two,
His name is
which they
Corbin.
seem to love to do. Corbin, there we go. Corbin doesn't want to do that. Instead of just selling out completely, we can make money off our land, because the mayor wants to build a casino. And Corbin is another interesting character. He's not seen a lot in the show.
He's not. But the first time you're introduced to Corbin, you're introduced to him in the paint.
And you are not introduced in a very flattering way.
In
I
a
tell you
very
what.
flattering way at all.
And Corbin is
For anybody who's watching purely to see ass and titties shaking in
that's
the
another
pink.
thing, right? That's another thing. You might see something else. If you got a sensory for that, like if you that ain't your thing.
You might see a
Ooh, because it
little.
ain't PG, baby. It ain't
It
PG.
ain't
It's
PG at
not.
all. Okay, they show.
I tell you what, they
They
don't hide
show.
nothing in this show. And the first time we seen it, first of all, I wasn't ready. Fred was actually watching the episode before me.
We
We
were.
were both trying to catch up. What on what episode 6? I think it was.
We got You had finished because you eventually started watching episode 1, and I had got to like episode 2 at that point, and then I stopped on episode 3, and
Okay,
then you watched
and we were
2,
gonna
and
catch
then we
up.
synced up and we watched them together.
And I could hear her in the background, like, I just seen a blah blah blah. Like, you just seen what? You just seen what? You're like, it didn't really register with me until I saw the episode, and I was like, oh my god, I wasn't I wasn't ready for it to be in my screen like that. But it was in there, and that's okay. That's okay. It just made the show that much more real, that much more interesting. Especially catching Corbin is such a such a position, but he's an interesting character as
Very.
the show goes on, because here you are experiencing all of this greatness and fun at the paint, but you are willing to throw this business under the bus to get what you want. You are willing to literally shit on people who, then had your back in more ways than one, and accepted you into this community and this lifestyle, while other people shun you, your own kinfolk shun you, and you willing to just basically throw them under the bus for your own well-being. Corbin is a different breed. So I'm willing to see how that ends up. I'm ready to see how that ends up. Excuse me.
Yeah, well, we already know somewhat of how, Corbin, and the fact of how he went about everything, his relationship with Uncle Clifford, and his how he's no longer allowed at the pink because Corbin is a little sneaky, underhanded motherfucker.
Absolutely.
Because all the things Uncle Clifton do for you, they have like in the paint. They have a night called Fantasy Fetishes and Kink Night, something to that extent. I could be saying
It sounds like
it
fun.
all. It does sound like fun. I could be saying the title wrong, but they have their night like once a week or whatever, where everybody can come in and they live out their fantasies. Corbin's fantasy
It's some real BDSM.
It's some real BDSM type stuff. It involves
Except
a
he's
whip.
submissive.
Yeah, he's a submissive, and it involves a whip. Okay.
And that's just what we've seen. We
And
don't
that's just what
know.
we saw.
We don't know what
We
kind of
don't know
freaky
how
things
deep
we get
it goes.
into.
I just find it a little weird that. Okay, I'm not gonna judge. Let me not say I
I
find it a
don't
little weird.
judge.
I don't. Weird is the word I'm saying. I just find it very coincidental that he likes to be whipped. They're very race. There's a lot of racial stuff in P Valley
Oh
also.
wow, I didn't even pay. You know what? What you're saying right now, I didn't even dive in.
Yeah.
That his kink is being whipped. He's half black.
Hmm.
He owns a
His father
plantation
was white.
basically.
His mother
Father
was
was
black,
white,
and she
mother
was
was
his
black.
maid. They own a cotton plantation. I mean, the parallels here
You
are.
know what? Whoa. You better be watching it and paying attention to these little small details.
I
I did
do.
not even tap
Listen,
into
and I
that.
like as a person that's kind of in the BDSM myself. I just find that aspect of it,
Because you know what? And I don't want to get
very.
off topic, but most people who do have certain kinks,
Mm-hmm,
it is tied to, at times, not everybody, but some
mm-hmm,
people who have those kinks could be tied to past experience, things
mm-hmm.
like that, that remind them of something. Like at one point in their history, they were blindfolded and they liked it. It excited
Yeah,
them, so now they like things like that. Or at one
yeah.
point in their past, sexual histories, they had a hand over their mouth, was
Mm-hmm.
told don't speak. So
I think he
it's
had a
things like
collar
that
on
that
too.
kind of like he
He had a
did.
dog collar around his neck with a leash and everything.
Oh my God, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
Corbin was in that
Corbin might,
thing.
Corbin might.
But yeah, to get back on topic, sorry. Um,
Right.
he after Andre does his. Okay, for to better explain this story, Andre has the deal in play with the three brothers where they can outright sell the land for a lot of money, a lot of
Mhm.
money, and I think they said like 6 million or something like that. It's supposed to be split 3 ways or something like that. All three brothers have to sign because they all have, they all own part of the.
And the whole thing has to be sold in order for it to work.
Yeah, but
Think of it like for those who ain't seen it, I don't know you are. Think of it like what's the movie? What's the movie? Soul Food.
soul food,
All three sisters own the mama's house, so in order to sell mama's house, we all gotta sign.
right?
If everybody don't sign, then you only selling your portion, which who just wants a portion of the house?
Right.
That don't work.
Uh,
Don't work.
and so to get back into that, Andre has the deal in play, and the only thing is they have to get Corbin signed, and Corbin doesn't really want to sign because Corbin wants to lease the land. He wants to lease the land so that way they can make more money over time because they would have to rent
Exactly.
from them
And it's
in
really
order to
smart.
have the land, which is a smart thing. It's a smart plan and everything like that. I get it. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to just get a good stack of money that you could potentially blow. You want your money to be paid over time. You want to make that money. I get it. Corbin is a hard worker. The brothers are spoiled and lazy.
Exactly. And I also believe that Corbin's reason to want to lease it is he wants a connection with his brothers, or that's the thing that's keeping them connected.
Mm-hmm.
And they don't want that with him. They don't even consider him. It's so obvious.
They
They
don't
don't
consider
even
him
consider him
family.
family. They only dealing with him right now to sign over this land.
Yeah, because if it wasn't for their daddy or whatever, Corbin wouldn't have no say so in anything. If
Exactly.
they had anything to do with it. But to continue, um, they get fed up with Corbin at some point, and I'm gonna assume he the older brother. I could be wrong, but I'm gonna assume he's the older brother. The older brother pulls a gun and forces um Corbin to sign against his will,
Oh my
a
God.
threat of being shot with a shotgun. Fucking anyway. So the gun also gets pulled on Andre, who is the person making
Making the
the
deal.
deal.
He's basically the realtor in this
And
situation.
you pulled a gun on him. Like, how? I get that you want the money, but how stupid can you be, sir? So Andre ends up feeling some type of way about this, and he goes back and reworks the deal and talks to his own his owner, the guy who owns the company, I assume it is, and
Basically,
he
his people.
yeah, and he fixed the situation to where they have to lease now, and they getting paid way less than they would have get paid originally. And Corbin signed it, no problem. The brother was like, so he signed it. Okay. As soon as they sign the deal and everything like that, they go home and commence to beat his ass. They
Which
don't.
we don't get to
We don't
see,
get to
which
see
is
that,
probably good
which is probably a
because
good
it would
thing,
have
but
upset me.
we don't get to see that.
We get to see the after
We
effects,
get to see
his
the after
bruises
effects.
and things like that. And it's what they tore his ass up. What?
Boy, they messed him up. Okay,
This definitely wasn't a one man job. They tore him up.
they jumped him
Like
like.
when you see him, I'm wondering if he fought back. Was
Mm-hmm.
it any defense? Because oh wait,
Ooh, they
and
got him.
yeah, they tore him up. They didn't like that. So it, a lot of the stories intertwined. Andre's story is intertwined. That's why I say Corbin is actually a very interesting character. His story is intertwined with Andre's, intertwined with Uncle Clifford and his situation, the mayor.
Mm-hmm.
Um, because basically everybody is fighting to either sell their property or have their property make money off of this casino that's supposed to be coming.
Mm-hmm.
And also, what is her name? I call her Little Light Skin, but that is not her name.
Haley,
Um, Haley, another character,
name
the
AKA Autumn
new to the
Night.
town, new to the Autumn Night, aka Autumn Night. She's tied in as well because of her relationship with Andre, and she finds out all of this behind the scenes stuff that Uncle Clifford isn't even aware of.
Mm-hmm.
Because he didn't get it from Corbin. He didn't get it from
Cause
one of his biggest
he
clients.
talked to Corbin, and Corbin basically almost when he when it was brought up about how the Pink would possibly get bought out or all this other stuff like that. Corbin just
Right. So instead of finding out from Corbin, somebody who has been one of his biggest clients all this time, he finds out from one of his newest strippers that it's a casino coming to town and that his club might be in danger.
yeah prime real estate, and they don't even and because of things that happened between Uncle Clifford and his grandmother on the financial side, um, the paint is going up on the auction, and we need $50,000 to say the paint.
Pay the bank.
Y'all need to
I can't
help
express
us.
it enough, y'all. I can't
Help
express
us.
it
Help
enough.
us say the paint. We need to say the paint.
It's a dynamic show, man.
It's a
I
great
don't know,
show.
man. Like a
Me
lot of
and
people might look at it and say, "Oh, it's just a hood show," but I feel the same way about P Valley that I felt about The Wire. It's one of those shows that
mm-hmm,
tells a story
mm-hmm,
from a culture
mm-hmm.
because the strippers and the club owners and things like that, it is a culture.
And the
So
best
it tells a
part
story from
about P Valley is that it is written and produced by Black Americans. Like it is written. I
hello.
can't pronounce her name, and if I fuck it up, I apologize. Her name is Tory. She's a very beautiful lady, and for those of you who know or have seen Noah's Ark, Patrick Ian Polk is a part of P
Hello.
Valley as well. We
Which I
love
was very
Patrick
happy to find
so
out.
much. We love Patrick so much. He is a groundbreaker in the industry
Period.
for the LGBT, and we appreciate him so much. Him and Katori have put this beautiful show together, and I feel you should at least give the first episode a chance if you don't get into the whole series. I think everybody should at least watch the first episode. Just to
Because
give it a
you know what,
chance.
I just introduced somebody to the show
Mm-hmm.
and they kind of like wiggly when it comes to stuff like that, like naked bodies and
Mm-hmm.
sexual activities and shows. So they just kind of like, oh, what am I watching? Like,
Right.
But after the first episode, I was like, you know what? Watch one more episode. If it ain't for you, it ain't for you.
Right.
They watched the whole season up until now. Okay, so go
One more
ahead and give it a
episode left.
try.
Give it a try. Because we can. We don't want this podcast to be too long. Because we can talk about this
Oh my God.
all
But you know
day.
something else I don't want? I don't want Uncle Clifford to lose the paint. So
I
y'all
know
come out,
easy. So y'all go out there. We go.
let's get it going. Nah, but for real, if you like the podcast, follow, subscribe. Our Instagrams and all that'll be down at the bottom.
Yeah, you can like,
Instagram,
share,
Twitter, all of that.
subscribe.
Yeah.
Help us.
Because
Help us get this podcast going because we want to continue to have conversations like this, uncomfortable conversations about TV shows, video games, whatever have you. We want to get to the point that we can eventually include a special
other
guest every
people,
now and
yeah.
then, like some of our subscribers. We would hope that you guys, help spread the word about this. Um, this is our first official podcast, and it may not be.
Monumental.
Yeah, it may not be the best. This is
Monumental.
our first,
It's not of
so
the best, but give us time and it's going
give us
to be
time, and
the best.
over time we will get better. But we want to continue to have these conversations about different things, mental health and all that other stuff. So
All of that. All of
please
that.
like and subscribe to our channel. We will be dropping our links below for our Instagrams and our Twitters where we are most active at.
Exactly.
Well, where we will be most active at. I suck at Twitter, but
She's
hey,
slacking on the Twitter point, but I'm always on. What up?
I'm always on Instagram, but I will link my Twitter also because they go together. You know what I mean? So, this is the Let's Talk podcast, and I'm Miss Rochelle signing
I'm
off,
tired.
and we
Peace,
are
y'all.
catch y'all later.